Dolvin looks around. Also being dropped is Gadulovic, and Lorenzo Finn has decided, right, let's make everyone hurt again. He's doing this at will. He is the rider with the script of today. He's the rider who is deciding every single move in this bike race now. It's very, very impressive to watch. Gadulovic has gone. Finn presses on. He's got 3 riders with him. In Schrettel, the Swiss rider Huber, and Alvarez is there again. Here's the chase, if there is a chase, 38 seconds, and it is totally now down to Jarno Widar to do everything he can to bring this back. And it is totally now down to Jarno Widar to do everything he can to bring this back, because no one of the rider is going to help him. They're going to use him up, Rochelle, until he drops as well. Unfortunately, Belgium have laid this out as that's the plan.
I think Widar's best opportunity is to put his maximum effort in on the climbs. On this lap, they have still the cobble climb coming into the finish where he could really try to close his gap. But I'm just really not sure, Anthony, if he has the legs today to do that. If the riders in the lead in the breakaway work well together, it'll be a very hard task.
There's one more rider going to come back. Gadulovic is fighting and trying to come back. Look at the gap. You can see this bike race is all about the front now. 47 seconds to the group of the strongest riders in this Under-23 World Championships. Gadulovic is coming across the entire group. Look at the 2 Spanish riders sitting behind Jarno Widar, just looking around thinking, well, keep on going, because we're just going to sit here now.
That's frustrating for Widar, because in fact I think there should be a contribution from the other nations to pull this back, because if they don't, I don't think it's possible for Widar. We can see that the lead is actually going out further and further, a second here and there.
Alvarez is working. So Spain won't chase, but there's a number of other nations in that chasing group who could. France in particular, they've got 2 riders. They could maybe decide to let Widar burn himself out, and then we'll decide what to do. Lorenzo Finn swings his way back onto the group of riders.
If you want to be in a medal chance, we all have to contribute. And again, he's taking a gel, so he's really still in control.
Taking his time, deciding what happens next. Gadulovic is at the back. He's not able to work. Lorenzo Finn in that aero tuck. Gadulovic pours water over his back to try and cool himself down a little bit. Finn is just having to close the gap on the 3 riders in front who are riding pretty hard.
Well, he let that gap go because he wanted to say to every single rider, everyone has to contribute here, you're not going to sit on. But then he realised there was one rider that's not going to contribute, and that gap happened. And unfortunately, he has to do the work now just to close that gap.
In the chasing group, Max Bock of Germany, De Comble of France, Leroux of France, Widar of Belgium, Marti and Perikas of Spain, Omzel of Slovenia, Donza of Switzerland, Lopez is in there for Portugal, Ramirez is in there as well, Schwarzbacher and Bravo of Brazil. That's the chasing group of riders. Coming round then to complete another lap. We're almost at the end of this lap, and we'll have 2 laps to go. We're at 74 kilometers an hour as we make our way down this descent to complete this lap, and then we rise uphill, of course, on the cobbled section. We're nearly there now. We're about 400 meters from the cobbles. Finn is back at the front, and as we expected, France have decided that maybe they should put one rider on the front and ride for the other. De Comble is the rider they look like they're going to bank everything on.
Just what I really love about this World Championships is the no race radios, where the riders do have to communicate directly to each other about how they're feeling and anticipate the race themselves, rather than getting feedback and instructions from the team car. However, if new viewers are wondering what is under the saddle of every single rider, they have a communication device which is for safety reasons. The UCI have a control centre where they get every single piece of information of every rider, and if there is a safety issue, they can relay that to the team director, and then it's a matter of getting that information to the rider. But it's a purely safety device, but it gives a lot of information to the UCI control centre, which can be conveyed to the team director.
And that control centre is situated to our left-hand side, a load of people in there. 47 seconds as Lorenzo Finn stamps his way up the cobbles now. France come on to the next cobbled section, and as you said, Rochelle, the only way that Weidar is going to come into the race is to go on the move on the cobbles, and that's what Weidar has decided to do. So he's tried to save a little bit of energy. 44 seconds is the gap, and suddenly Weidar is the rider who is trying to close this quickly.
Since Weidar hit the cobbles, he's taken 2 seconds out of that lead group. So let's see at the top of this cobbled section how many seconds he's been able to gain on the leaders.
Well, look at this. Lorenzo Finn has decided he's going clear. Finn has attacked on the cobbles. 32 kilometres to go.
Well,
he goes clear. What a ride this is.
He goes clear, but he's only made an advantage of 3 seconds on the lead group.
So he pedals his way up towards the top of this section now. Counter-attack from Switzerland, number 36. This is Huber. Trying to go. This is this little flat section, isn't it? And then it kicks up again.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it flat. It doesn't feel on the cobbles being so bumpy, and you know your legs are full of lactic acid. Well, this might be the winning move of the World Championships for the Under-23 men.
He's just riding away, Lorenzo Finn. He's getting chased a little bit by Huber of Switzerland. Suddenly Alvarez isn't able to go with the moves. Gudulovic can't either. They're all sitting on. Jano Weidar with a Spanish team sitting behind. Do they now contribute? Because they don't know whether Alvarez is there or not. So it's Lorenzo Finn, the solo leader of this World Championship for Italy. Behind him, Huber is fighting his way onto the wheel of the fast-moving Italian, which could be good news for the Italian, because he would be able to use him and help and work with him on the next lap of racing. It's a long
race that we're now seeing. Finn clearly the strongest in the bike race. In this bike race, when they get to the top of this cobble climb, that means 4 more climbs. We know Finn's he looks like he's the strongest on the climbs. He's just going to have to ride now as hard as he can right to the finish and hope that he gets there alone.
Alvarez over the top with Gudulovic and Schrettel. Now they need to chase. 1 kilometre to go to the end of this lap. The gap is 13 seconds that Finn and Huber have made. Then behind it is the group of Weidar. It will be interesting to see whether he's made any inroads to the move of the Italian Lorenzo Finn. The Italians just sat with the remote control for the entire first 70 or 80 kilometres, maybe even longer than that, until they decided to start to rip this race up. Here they come, and Weidar has done everything he can, and look at him on the left-hand side.
He's in trouble.
You have to feel for this Belgian now. He doesn't have the legs. He's in all sorts of pain. He fights his way onto the back of the group. As they make the top, these riders are already coming to the finish line. Finn looks around. Huber shakes his head a little bit. 58 seconds. The gap's gone out, Rochelle.
Yeah,
it was 43.
I think these two riders are going to go for the gold and silver. I think Finn's going to be hard to beat, but he's not going to get a lot of help. So he's going to have to, with 4 climbs left, he's going to have to drop the Swiss rider. And I think he's capable of it. He looks composed.
Finn and Huber are the 2 leaders of this World Championship as they make their way round to complete this lap with 2 laps of racing to go. They go across the line. The average speed now has gone up again, 41.464 kilometres an hour. Here's the chase with Schrettel, with Alvarez and Gudulovic. They go across the line at 15 seconds. And then Jarno Wieder and the rest of the group, led by France and Ecuador, are making their way up here now, and the gap is going to be about a minute with 2 laps of racing remaining. Here they come. The boards are being banged, the crowd are expectant. 2 laps to go after 3 hours and 14 minutes of racing. And everything that's been done by Belgium today, unfortunately, has crumbled away. France now are trying to rescue the medals. 53 seconds is the advantage with 2 laps to go. Coming up to a minute now, and it is going to be over a minute. It was 43, and Wieder is hanging on for dear life at the back. They go past the commentary box, and the hopes of Belgium have crumbled. 2 laps to go. Rochelle, just to say thank you to you. Thanks for joining us for the last, hour and a half or so. It's been great to hear your comments, and we'll see you tomorrow for the women's race.
Thank you, Anthony. It's been an absolute pleasure, and now I have some obligations, but I don't want to take my eyes off this bike race. But I'll have to leave you, and I'll have to watch the replay of the finish of this race, because it's, in my opinion, Finn looks really, really good. Huber is doing exactly what Finn needs him to do. Just contribute a bit on the flat, on the smooth surface, and I'll give it all. I've got it on the climbs. If you can match me, good on you, buddy. So, yeah, thank you, Anthony. It's been a pleasure, and we'll be back for the women's racing tomorrow.
2 leaders. Thanks, Rochelle. This race is on now. 105 is the gap to the big chase. 20 seconds to these 3 chasers. Well, Alvarez was the rider who started to make the moves first. He's still in with a chance of the medals, as we see this rider from Brazil come back. This is Henrique Ribeiro Bravo. He's still in with a chance of the medals here for Brazil. Doing a great ride today. Flat out on this section of the course. 2 laps to go. Wieder on the back. Cars coming up now. Cars coming up now. Looks like some of the team cars coming up to have a little chance to have a chat. Actually have a conversation. Renzo Finn, the Italian rider, and his mum is from Italy. He has been the rider who's decided how this race plays out. It's very rare to see a rider so young in so much control. He's been able to just decide, let's make a move here, let's make a move there. Let's see how things develop. There's the timeline of what's going on behind these 2 leaders. At the moment, going for the medals, Alvarez, Gudulovic and Schrettel. They've still got a chance of catching these 2 leaders if they keep pushing on. Gudulovic hasn't given up. They can still see them in front of them. Can they close the gap? But the big story is back here, and this chase, as everybody looks at Jarno Wieder, and Belgium maybe gave the indication that they had total faith in winning this race today, because everybody else is watching the Belgian rider. Sometimes tactics work, sometimes they just don't work out. Riders are human. They're not able to do everything you want them to do. Can they continue to work together? 19 seconds. Gudulovic trying everything he can get to get himself back to the front. What a bike race this has been. Well, back in this group, we can see him, Enrique Bravo. He's riding superbly, isn't he? He joined the Soudal Quick-Step team at the beginning of the season. Of course, he comes from a football region where it's all about soccer. Comes from Nova Lima, lies 500 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean. He rode mountain biking in his career. He's a good climber, the young Brazilian, and he's doing well here. He now spends his time living in Girona, many other bike riders do. But he's doing Brazil proud this afternoon. If you just joined us now, this is the race situation. Jan Huber in the red and white, Lorenzo Finn in the colours of Italy. Can he bring home back-to-back wins for Italy in World Championships? He was the junior world champion last year in Zurich. You may remember he rode that one superbly as well. Here's the rundown of Jan Huber, 20 years of age. This is a big moment for this Swiss rider. We've seen him develop. We've seen him having third places in his national championships. The Tour de l'Avenir potentially was the turning point for Jan Huber in his career so far. Before that, he was a progressing and developing bike rider. But here, being at the front of a world championship at this point in the race is a big move for this rider. Swiss cycling is starting to again produce some fantastic bike riders. Mark Hirschi was the winner here in 2018. 2.7 kilometers of racing to go. We're about 900 meters from the base of Kigali Gulf for the penultimate time. In the chasing group of riders, we've got Maxime de Combe, Adria Poricas, Pablo Ramirez, Robin Donza, Victor Laruga, Max Bock, Pau Marti. We've got Jacobo Rosell, Halva Dolven, Lucas Lopez, and we've got Jana Widar. Also in that group now, Enrique Ribeiro Bravo. Sailing to its conclusion. Sailing to its conclusion. On to the climb of Kigali then. Can these riders close this gap at all? They're so close, they can still kind of see the riders in front of them. But now Lorenzo Finn is pedalling his way up this climb, and he's doing what he did last year. It's almost a mirror of what happened in the junior road race last year. He was with one rider, he attacked them and left them behind. He went on to solo to victory. Look at Jan Huber's face. It's hurting a lot, but he's doing everything he can to stay there. He dreams of a medal here for Switzerland. Finn glances across. We're coming up towards the bell soon. We're going to get to the base of the cobbled climb at 17.5 kilometers to go. The chasing group of riders are now at 1:26. This would give Italy a massive morale boost ahead of the weekend. They've got big hopes tomorrow in the women's race. They've got big hopes on Sunday. Downhill for Huber into that turn. Finn in second place. We come up now.
But looking pretty stable and strong right now is Jan
to the
Huber.
final cobbles before we head towards the bell. Finn goes to the front, presses on a little bit more. He seems to know exactly on the course where to make the difference, where to have the advantage over everybody else. Dulovic is still doing a lot of work for Poland. He has done his country proud this afternoon. It's exceptionally warm now. It really is a lot hotter than it was when this race started. It's intense here in Kigali now. Fantastic racing roads though. Everyone knows just what the surface has been like. It's been stunning. But the cobbles are the bone shakers, the horrible bit of this race. So it's Lorenzo Finn, Jan Huber, being chased by Hector Alvarez, Gadulovic and Schrettel. Those are the three chasers. Behind a group of 12 riders who are now at 1:36. 70 kilometers an hour into the aero tuck, downhill towards the bottom of Kimihurura for the penultimate time. There's a chance to see the group led by France.
umunota n'amasegonda 39 hafi 40 bigaragara ko cyasigaye nibwo kigira ngaha rero
Finn just with a couple of bike lengths on this descent. Lorenzo Finn, who was at school in Genoa, he's from Liguria. Onto the cobbles now for the penultimate time. What is the scenario going to be on here? Finn starts to really push the pace. He attacked here on a couple of occasions. At 39 kilometers he attacked here at 32 on these cobbles last time. He has exploded this race. Now he starts to really ramp up the tempo as he pedals his way. Look at Huber. He's just concentrating on that back wheel, as though everything in life depends on staying on that little piece of rubber that's in front of him. Mentally, Huber is so strong, you can tell that. It's pure concentration. Schrettel, the shoulders going left and right. Huber's shoulders. But he's exhausted, but he's still there. The Swiss rider is having an immense day. Lorenzo Finn checks under his arms there to see whether there's still a wheel. It's there, but it's about a metre away as Huber fights his way back on. Pained legs, lungs burning, heart rate very, very high. The helicopter shot shows you a rider who's in control and a rider who dreams of at least getting a medal in this World Championship. Finn knows he could do with a rider. Well, this rider has been a rider of the day. Hector Alvarez is now distanced. It is Schrettel and Gudulovic who go forward. Finn now onto a little bit of respite. Huber. Finn looks around. He wants some company. You get that sense. Number 36, Huber. In their aero speed suits. You cannot imagine how much this is hurting Huber right now. This is like the worst feeling you can have. You're in a world of hurt, a very dark place, and yet you know if you can just stay there and let your body do what you don't expect your body can do, then you might win a World Championship. He can still win the gold medal here, Huber. Finn checks again over his shoulder. He knows he's still there. The Shimano neutral service car looking after these two riders behind them. 220 metres of painful cobbles remain. Then they go across the top. Then it's about the run to the bell. It's amazing what the mind can make the body do. Huber has made it to the top of the cobbles. He's absolutely on his limit staying with the Italian. There are only two major climbs left in this World Championship. The riders are heading to the bell. We're at 20 to 4 in the afternoon. We've had a massive day of bike racing here in Kigali. Schrettel wants to get rid of Alvarez, who is still there over the top of the cobbles now. They head their way now towards the bell. These two riders have been together now for 17 kilometres as they make their way to the conclusion of the penultimate lap. In about 20 minutes' time, we're going to know who's the world champion at Under-23. Switzerland and Italy are the two teams that have done the job to be at the front. Lorenzo Finn and Jan Huber. Fantastic bike racing. 1 lap to go. They get the bell. That is a welcome sound, I'm sure. Let's see what the gaps are going to be. The average speed now has gone up even more. 41.563 kilometres an hour. Since Finn attacked, the average speed has just gone up. Schrettel and Gudulovic, they're going to be around about 40 seconds behind at this point in the race. One lap of racing for the two chasers. The gap is immense now, 49 seconds it is. Now Huber contributes, goes to the front. This is why Finn wanted him here. If Huber wins this, it would be incredible for Switzerland. But you get the sense right now that Finn is in control. He's decided every single move. He's decided whether he needs a rider with him or not. And that's not to outdo Huber. Just Finn seems to understand the game. Alvarez is trying to put himself back in a chance of getting a medal here. He's not far behind. He's just left wanting on those climbs. And here is a very tired group of riders. They're racing for the top 10 in the world. And no longer there is a Belgian rider. So the race situation now, Lorenzo Finn of Italy, Jan Huber of Switzerland, joined together. Behind them, Gudulovic of Poland, Schrettel of Austria, Alvarez now of Spain, and then behind them, it is a group that has Eritrea as well in the top 40 riders, I think. Or Lulag of France, Bock of Germany, De Comble of France, Lopez of Portugal. There are 13 riders really in this bike race. Finn wants Huber to come through. Look at the look on the Italian's face. The sweat pouring off Huber. .157 is now the advantage to the peloton. Surely it's about these two riders. Fast downhill now, it's nearly 70k an hour. Here's a look on the faces of the chasers. The gap back and getting a little bit of instruction now. And a very tired and disappointed Jarno Wiedar.
For them, they powerhoused their way through the first portions of it.
Jarno Wiedar crosses the line now with a huge gap back from the front. 4 minutes 56. Well, you cannot fault Belgium for trying. They went out early, they rode on the front, they used all their troops, and then Italy and Spain took them on. And they have been the team, in particular the Italians, who have shown tactically how to win this race. The question is, can Finn now finish it off? Can Huber hang in there and win the sprint? We're 4 kilometres from the bottom of Kigali Gulf. A massive crowd, 10 deep at times in the barriers. Finn keeps telling Huber, stay at the front, do some work, keep things going. He's the one who is dictating everything. Yet again, another drink, another bottle, more water. Gets rid of that one. Comes into this turn, just eases his way through. Aerodynamic with the pedals at the right position. Huber on the front, looks around. He wants the Italian to do some work. He needs to start to get a bit cute now as to how he wins this bike race, because they don't know what the gap is. 44 seconds should be sufficient for these two riders to go all the way to the line. But if they start to mess around or things go wrong, these three riders will come back into the game. Radulovic in the red and white at the front. We go back to the Italian in the blue. He wants Huber to go through. Lorenzo Finn talking English to Huber. This is the time in the race where he's really forcing everything. The gap now is shown to them. They'll know they've got 43 seconds. And Finn knows, take it with me and let's work together. They both deserve silver and gold. It just depends which one gets the rainbow bands. They have been the animators of the race. They deserve to go to the finish together, fight it out. Both of them deserve the gold and silver medal. But sport's not like that, is it? Well, Switzerland have had success in this race before. The last medalist for Switzerland was Stefan Bissiger in 2019. The year before, Mark Hirschi took the title. Before that, Switzerland hadn't really been that successful in the Under-23 Championship. And now Huber is saying back to Finn, and which he should do. Don't keep fighting at me. You do some work. It's a mind game going on between these two riders right now. Finn wants Huber to do more work. He wants to tire him out. He knows he's tired. Huber knows potentially, I can hang on to this guy and I can beat him at the finish line. So it's not a done deal for either of these riders. So there's still a game being played. Bike racing is all about knowing how much energy you've got, how you use it, and how you use everything to the best effect. Here's our chasers. What a bike race we've had today. Can they come back? They're still only 43 seconds behind. So if these two falter, play a game, mess around, then they can come back in. .144 is the gap to the peloton. So the peloton is not in the game anymore. Huber says to Finn, do some work, and now this is a bad moment. This is a moment where this race could be lost. They need to keep working. Enough of the games, enough of falling out. You're at the front of a world title. And if they start to mess around, the three chasers can come back into this bike race. Alvarez, Radulovic and Schrettel are still behind, and they're not far behind. They cannot afford to throw away this World Championship, having done everything right. On to Kigali Golf. They need to sprint up this one. And Lorenzo Finn starts the acceleration, and now he wants to go away. Huber fighting for all he is worth. Finn now puts in the hammer blow, and the Italian starts to ride away. A massive acceleration of Lorenzo Finn, exactly what he did last year in the Junior World Championship. He knows how to play the game of bike racing, and he does it to incredible effect. Finn goes. Huber hangs on now to just try and fight his way to the top of Kigali Golf. Lorenzo Finn in the Maglia Azzurra of Italy is in the ascendancy in this Under-23 World Championship. This rider has basically this morning written the script of how this race should go, and he has demolished the opposition. Lorenzo Finn is almost at the top of Kigali Golf. Now we see him grimace for one of the first times. Huber is in a world of pain, a world of hurt, and potentially he may well lose a medal. Switzerland urge him to the top of this climb. It's 9 seconds. Schrettel of Austria goes on the attack. Big move of the Austrian. He now is going to try and fight for the bronze medal. Alvarez and Gudulovic are a little bit nailed to the road right now. Lorenzo Finn rides for the Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe rookies, the feeder team of the Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe team. He goes over the top of the climb, settles himself in. Huber refuses to give in as he hauls his way to get some relief from the gradient. Turns left now and goes for the silver medal at least. Hector Alvarez. He's been one of the main animators of this race. You have to admire the way he's ridden. 5.5 kilometres of racing now to go. This is our third rider on the road. If you're just joining us now, Lorenzo Finn of Italy is first on the road. Huber of Switzerland is second. Schrettel of Austria is third. And now this rider goes into time trial mode. 5.5 kilometres to go. He starts to feel the intense pain of an incredible effort. Tongue is out. He's all out right now. "16 seconds. Schrettel is 40 seconds behind in the fight for this silver medal. You can see the salt on the backs of these riders. Lorenzo Finn. At this intensity, it's easy to make a mistake. He looks across. 4.8 kilometres of racing to go. There's the timeline. The peloton is way, way behind. Now he gets into the mode to go to the bottom of the final climb of this race. The cobbles await. He's going to have good eyesight to see that time board. Coming in there at 70k an hour and the board is on the corner. Lorenzo Finn now. This is that acceleration where he just went away. He went 21 kilometres solo last year. The Italians are already celebrating. Into Aero Tuck, 3.5 kilometres to go. He'll reach the bottom of the final cobbled section with 1.1 kilometres of racing remaining. Then it's about a full-out effort to the top of the cobbles. Once he gets there, he'll be safe. 20 seconds to Huber now. This rider in this 164.6 kilometres of racing has never faltered. His team have been incredible. In particular, Pietro Matteo has been one key rider in this amazing ride of Lorenzo Finn. Alessandro Borgo and Simone Gualdi were incredible too. What a lineup the Italians brought to this race. 3 kilometres to go now for the rider in the silver medal position. He still holds on to potentially giving Switzerland the silver this afternoon. Lorenzo Finn now turns the corner, gets ready, settles himself and goes onto the cobbles for the very final time. Looks ahead, 11%, this awful gradient at the bottom. His teeth will be chattering together. He'll feel every single little bit of pain with even more intensity. Huber is still there, 21 seconds. He hasn't totally cracked. That's impressive because it would be very, very easy to do so. Huber still pushing. Those shoulders are still there. He hasn't lost it completely. He's still only 24 seconds behind. Schrettel is at 109. The chase is at 118. Huber still has some power in those legs. The top of this climb is at 1.1. He's got 1 kilometre of painful cobbles to go. Schrettel now makes his way onto the cobbled section. The bronze medal beckons for Austria. Gadulovic and Alvarez are still behind. They're only 8 seconds behind this rider. I hope you've enjoyed this race. What a race it's been. So much to absorb, so much to talk about. Lorenzo Finn, what a bike rider this young guy is. This is the Under-23 World Championships we're watching. This rider is 18 years of age. He is the youngest rider in this bike race. Are we watching the next generational talent of bike racing globally? Because this rider is the youngest rider in this bike race. This is the Under-23 World Championship. This 18-year-old is destroying the opposition. Schrettel hanging on right now, still for bronze. The 2 riders behind believe that it's possible. Finn can see the top. The final stretch of cobbles. It looks like a Belgian classic as we make our way here in Africa to the top of the final rise here in Kigali. Lorenzo Finn's head moving side to side. Huber is 31 seconds behind. He still holds 41 seconds, or 44 seconds actually, on the chase in terms of the silver medal. He checks over his shoulder. He goes now to the 1 kilometre to go point. Lorenzo Finn has produced the ride of the day. Huber is almost at the top. This rider deserves a medal, there is no doubt. He's hung on so valiantly to the wheel of Lorenzo Finn today. Finn has been an immense talent. The thumbs are up, he checks behind. He went on the attack with 39 kilometres to go. He was joined after another attack by Huber at 32 kilometres to go. 500 metres now remain. What a day for Sheffield because this morning Sheffield took a world title. This afternoon, Lorenzo Finn's dad's from Sheffield. He's an Italian rider from Genoa. His mum is Italian. Last year, he was the junior world champion. This year, he comes into the Under-23 World Championship as the youngest rider and basically destroys all of the best Under-23 riders in the world. The top of the climb arrives. This has been the most incredible ride by the youngest rider in the bike race. It was like he wrote the script. It was like he had a remote control because he made every single move. And when he made a move, every single move was perfection. What a talent, what a ride. Grande Lorenzo, the world champion, is the youngest rider in the bike race. He goes back to back. Take a bow. Lorenzo Finn, world champion, 2 years running, junior Under-23. Here comes the silver medalist, Jan Huber. An incredible performance by this Swiss rider today. He did everything he could. He gives Switzerland the silver medal. Behind him there's going to be a chase for the bronze. But this rider deserves everything he's got today. What a valiant effort. Second place for Huber. Take a bow. That was very special. It looks like it's going to be a bronze medal for the Austrian rider. He's been involved in all the action today. Marco Schrettel is going to give Austria, by the looks of things, the bronze in what has been the most incredible race. It all comes down to whether you have the legs on this course in Kigali. You have nowhere to hide. Bronze medal to Austria. Marco Schrettel is on the podium. Alvarez coming up now. He's the second youngest rider in the race.
And let's give them a big round of applause as they come in for fourth place.
Alvarez just out of the medals in fourth place. He's only 7 days older than Lorenzo Finn. Budulovic in fifth. Have we just seen the next generational talent in bike racing? Because to do that is something incredible. Now they sprint for the line, looking for the minor places. France and Spain sprinting for the finish. 6th place is going to be Spain, crossing the line to take the position.
Let's go meet everyone.
It was
Last year, U23, first year, it is once again.
so in control.
We are having DJ era right after the awarding ceremony.
Emotional moment for the Italians. Still waiting for his teammates. He might have to wait a little while because they are a long, long way back. They're about 7 minutes down the road. Borgo, Gualdi and Matteo. average speed 41.592. Here's the result of the men's under-23 road race. Lorenzo Finn wins in 3 hours 57 minutes and 27 seconds. He beats Jan Huber by 31 seconds. Marco Schrettel in third place. Switzerland with 2 riders in the top 10, 3 riders from Spain in the top 10. And Ecuador get 1 rider there with Mateo Pablo Ramirez.
Lorenzo Finn, 1 year after winning the junior title, you win the under-23 one. What does this one mean for you?
Oh, it's exactly 1 year, 26. Wow, it's just it's like last year. It's just unreal. Like, just the crowds here. There was the last 500 meters. My ears were hurting because there were so many people, like also cheering me on from different nations. The people here in Kigali are fantastic. Like, it's been a wonderful week. Like, obviously the result, but I remember it for the rest of my life. It's just an experience of life.
Talk to us how you did it, because you took off from far out. That was the plan?
Well, we wanted to see what Belgium wanted to do at the start of the race, and they kept it pretty controlled for the first half. So we tried to save some energy, and then it was just like all hails break loose. It was just attacks everywhere, and luckily I had some good legs. I thought I was suffering, but then I asked my teammates also. They were suffering, so it was like it was a hard second part of the race, like with the altitude heat. But the team was perfect, the staff was perfect, ice, water. It was really important today, and just to finish it off is unreal.
And you had the time to celebrate, a pretty special celebration. What was that all about?
Well, yes, like if I arrive in a sprint, like chances are I lose, so I had to go solo. Yeah, good work by the Swiss rider, was pulling strong. Yeah, the celebration, just the spur of the moment, like with my teammate Alessandro. Yeah, we did it in training, and if one of us won, we had to do that. So
We'll do it on the podium now. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thanks, Lorenzo.
A nice interview with Lorenzo Finn. It seems like everybody is in a world of pain on this course. Just checking that everything was all right. 2 wins back to back, 2 world titles. South Africa's just finished. Eritrea as well in the top 40 riders, I think. The last moments of Lorenzo Finn making his way to the finish line. Lorenzo Finn crosses the line, the replay of his wonderful performance. Italians enjoying those highlights. There they are, the three riders who made it all possible. They were the ones who lit everything up. They're on all the giant screens around here. There are no vantage points available now. Everybody on the balconies, on the stage, getting ready to cheer this rider. I think everybody's been enthralled by these races today. They have been incredible. A reminder then of our top 10 of the day. As I glance across here, I just see this unfolding in front of me. I can just see into the kind of back area of the stage as these three riders come across to give him a big round of applause. And give him a hug and say well done. What a job they did. Time for him to go now and get on the stage so we can see him with his rainbow bands on. All right, it's just finished.
ikaze kandi mu birori byo gutanga ibihembo ku bakinnyi bitwaye neza muri shampiyona y'isi y'amagare y'ibihumbi 2025 UCI Roll Championships iri gukinirwa ahangaha i Kigali.
Awards ceremony of the 2025 UCI Road World Championships, Men Under-23 Road Race. Cérémonie protocolaire des championnats du monde route UCI 2025, course en ligne, hommes moins de 23 ans.
Hagiye guhembwa abatsinze muri shampiyona y'isi y'amagare mu 2025 mu cyiciro cy'abagabo bari munsi y'imyaka 23 Road Race, Men Under-23 Road Race.
The medals and jersey will be presented by Mr. Yao Jean-Marie Ala-Kouame, President of the African Cycling Federation. Les médailles et le maillot seront remis par Monsieur Yao Jean-Marie Ala-Kouame, Président de la Confédération africaine de cyclisme.
Imidari n'imyambaro yendwa batsinze igiye gutangwa na Bwana Yao Jean-Marie Ala-Kouame, akaba ari rero Perezida wa Confédération africaine y'amagare.
In third place, and winner of the bronze medal, representing Austria. À la troisième place et vainqueur de la médaille de bronze, représentant l'Autriche, Marco Schrettel.
Very well deserved. Marco Schrettel of Austria is the bronze medalist.
In second place, and winner of the silver medal, representing Switzerland. À la deuxième place et vainqueur de la médaille d'argent, représentant la Suisse.
Ku mwanya wa kabiri n'umudari wa feza byegukanywe n'umukinnyi ukinira Ubusuwisi,
Jan Huber.
This rider certainly deserves that silver medal.
In first place, UCI World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Italy. À la première place, champion du monde UCI et gagnant de la médaille d'or, représentant l'Italie.
shampiyona y'isi yo gusiganwa ku magare n'umudari wa zahabu byegukanywe n'umukinnyi ukinira Ubutaliyani,
Lorenzo Mark Finn.
There's only one way the Italians celebrate, isn't there?
The gifts will be presented by Samson Daishimiye, President of the Felkwasi Rwandan Cycling Federation. Les cadeaux seront remis par Samson Daishimiye, Président de la Fédération rwandaise de cyclisme.
impano zigiye gutangwa na Bwana Samson Ndayishimiye, Perezida w'ishyirahamwe ry'umukino w'amagare mu Rwanda Ferwasi.
The Tissot watch will be presented by Mr. Yao Jean-Marie Ala-Kouame, UCI Management Committee member. La montre Tissot sera présentée par Monsieur Yao Jean-Marie Ala-Kouame, membre du comité directeur de l'UCI.
Imana yisa ikorwa n'uruganda Tissot igiye gutangwa na bwana Yao Jean-Marie Ala-Kouame, umwe mu bagize komite nyobozi ya UCI.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our new UCI World Champion, of Italy. Mesdames et messieurs, en l'honneur de notre nouveau champion du monde UCI, nous présentons l'hymne national de l'Italie.
Mudufasha nanone gushimira uwegukanye shampiyona y'isi y'amagare mu gukomeza kandi kumuha icyubahiro. Twese duhaguruke mu gihe haririmbwa indirimbo yubahiriza igihugu cye cy'Ubutaliyani. Bitandukanye aribo
Lorenzo Marquefin, gold and world champion or et champion du monde. Yann Hubert, silver, argent. Marcos Chatel, bronze, bronze. Mesdames et messieurs, votre podium.
There's our podium in the men's under-23 road race. Signs the jersey,
If you stay
last
there,
photographs.
2 Yorkshire wins today. The first kid from Yorkshire, you know that?
Which one?
The guy won the
Yeah,
grade
yeah.
6 from Harrogate. So you're half, 2 Yorkshire win.
1.5.
So just pretend to sign it and smile, yeah? Smile down at me, Lorenzo. Good man, thank you.
The photographer is from close to where his dad is from as well. That's why they're having a bit of fun. We're going to leave you with the sights and sounds of this race. Lorenzo Finn will give us another interview, and he's going to sign his jersey and everything. It's been done differently in this Under-23 road. We'll leave you with the sights and sounds of a great victory from Lorenzo Finn. He goes back to back. Don't forget all the gifts. We're going to get ready tomorrow for some more racing. The Women Juniors and the Women's Elite is tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me all day, and Rochelle Gilmore for joining me too. From me, Anne McCrossan, thanks very much for another great day here in Kigali in Rwanda. I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow morning, nice and early. Be there for more cycling action. Bye for now.
Back it up to become Under-23 world champion, and it's it's crazy. Also next year I stay in the Under-23 category. I can wear the jersey for a full year. It's can't wait.
Did you expect it today?
Well, I knew I was in good shape and I was one of the favorites, but yeah, you never expect this. And with Jarno being here, I've never beaten him all year. But halfway the race, we went in a group of 6 and he wasn't there. And yeah, I knew he maybe was not on the best day. And then from there, I was one of the strongest, and yeah, I proved it at the finish.
You had to anticipate to win today.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you arrive on your own, you have 100% chance of win rate. So that's how I like to win.
What's next?
Oh, next is a bit of a party tonight, hopefully. Then yeah, European Championships and some races with the World Tour team.
And to win that jersey again next year, again in the same class.
Yeah, we'll think about that later.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thanks, Lorenzo. Enjoy the party.